Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I've got Carolyn joining me. Hey, Carolyn.
Hello, Amanda. Hello, everyone.
Hi, hey guys. So we have a really exciting video. I've seen a lot of questions about this, about how to let go and detach. We are going to explain that. So if anybody wants to know the answer to this, we are going to have the answer for you guys. And guys, part of letting go and detaching, as you're going to find out in the video, is about focusing on what you want and the story that you want. So guys, Carolyn's got a bundle out and it's on sale right now. She is a hypnotherapist and an NLP practitioner. So she's got two hypnosis tracks in a bundle on sale. One is a guided deep relaxation to overcome rejection and manifest self-concept. And the other one is to manifest a long-lasting committed relationship. So those two work together. So if you are trying to manifest your SP back, that is going to completely help you. I know hypnosis helps me. I'm also a hypnotherapist, and I think hypnosis is great. It helps to reprogram your subconscious mind and to really help let go of those blocks. I remember one time I did hypnosis for a friend of mine, and she lost 80 pounds in 6 months and every diet failed before that. And then she did hypnosis with me, and the next thing you know, 80 pounds just came off and things were working for her. So I think hypnosis is a really, quick shortcut way to get things done myself. So anyways, guys, link in the description below. And we are giving away a free course, guys. Basically, it's a course on how to find your blocks to manifest anything fast. Link is in the description below. People are getting a lot of great results from it. It's going to help you build your mental diet. So yeah, that's definitely free. Check it out. So yeah, I'm so excited. We've got a personal success story from Carolyn. I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, so detach and letting go. What does it mean and why we need to do it? So basically, you send out into the universe your affirmations. And the law says everyone is you pushed out. That means that the 3D reality will reflect to you back your affirmation. So letting go means it doesn't mean that you let go of your desire, of course not. We already talked about that in previous videos, but it means that you trust the process. You trust that the universe or that your affirmations will show up in your reality, because that's just the way it works. Now, when you do worry and you react, you look at your 3D reality, you worry that it's not here. What you're doing, you can become angry, you can be frustrated, you can be sad, and it can even, for some people, become an obsession. So all you're doing is you create resistance, and resistance comes from, lack. So what's going to push out is that dominant thought with the underline of lack. Therefore, you're just delaying your manifestation to show up in your life. So how do we let go? So basically, once you do your affirmations, I love to do them in the morning. When you first wake up, before you're fully awake, but you're not sleeping anymore, just that in-between time, which I call the magical time, where you feel very powerful because you have direct access to your subconscious mind. So you stay in your mind or out loud, or if you want to write, but if you're not completely awake, you don't write yet, but you just shoot them out. And then you just trust. It's like you have placed your order, and it's gonna be pushed out. It's gonna be in your 3D reality soon enough.
Well, exactly. That's what it's like. We're letting go of the doubt, the worry, right? But we still need to focus on what we want. But we're letting go of the old story. We're letting go of the not having it. We're letting go of all the worry, the questioning, the doubting. But we're still focusing on what we want, right? If anyone's ever noticed, you can have the smallest little thought about something. It'll just be pushed in. And then next thing you know, it's shown up. Well, why did that show up without a lot of intentions, focus, or work? It's because there was no resistance. There was no second thought about it. There was no doubt about it. So that's what we're letting go, is the doubt. We're not letting go of what we want. We need to focus on that, especially if we have resistance, right?
Yeah, so exactly. So I wanted to give an example of one of my success story. Annie, one of our coaches, talked about the manifestation of a private jet a couple of weeks ago. And that reminded me of something that happened many years ago. And from that example, which is not about SB, I will, maybe that'll be easier to understand, and then we'll explain how it works with an SP as well. So I wanted to travel. That was my thing. So I had a list of 30 countries I wanted to visit, and every day I would have my affirmation in the morning. I travel whenever I want, wherever I want, for the length of time I desire. And that was my affirmation. And I would say it every day. And then sure enough, it pushed out. So I started traveling. And as I was traveling, I realized that the people in the front of the plane had a little better experience than mine in terms of comfort, right? So I added to my affirmation, okay, I travel business class. You know, it's like, it's the beauty of creation. You can always add things as you go along. And then I was like, ooh, but you know what? Some people are even in private jets. So I added this to my list of affirmation. I was saying it. Yes, it would have been wonderful to travel, more comfortably or even in private jets. But that was not, it was not going to stop me from living. That's the point, actually, that I want to make. And then we'll go back to SB. So sure enough, what happens, the craziest story, I had a business trip planned and I was bringing along the family. I had the young kids. We were going to Vegas. And I decided to bring a babysitter because, of course, in Vegas at night, the children, that's not the best place for them. And I had a neighbor who had a daughter, 17. I was friendly with her. I didn't know her so well. And she offered to, said, why don't you bring my daughter? So we did. Couple days before departure, the daughter calls me and she goes, she knew I had already bought the tickets. She was a little bit shy and embarrassed to tell me. She goes, I'm sorry, I know you already bought the tickets, but it just so happened that my father is in the private jet business and he has a flight to bring back the day we return. It was within the hour of our commercial flight departure. It was just insane. I had no idea. So there we were. 6 months later, I'm in a different continent, different story, different people. Boom, I get another invitation out of the blue. So the thing was, I was affirming for my trips and I was adding for fun, but yet it was a desire, this experience. During the day, I completely let it go. I was not attached to it. It was not going to prevent me from traveling one way or the other. It was just a desire. But because I had affirmed and I was affirming every day, and because I had no resistance to it, because it really didn't really matter one way or the other, since I was going to travel and I knew it, I had no resistance at all. So the manifestation came into my life quite quickly. The way it happened, that's not for us to worry about. It just, the universe puts it all together for you to enjoy it. And often it's in the strangest way. Now, for an SP, it would be the same thing. You do your affirmations in the morning, let's say, or throughout the day, but then in between, you just trust that it's going to come. Because you know that you're going to be okay, just like with me. I knew it was going to be okay. I was going to travel anyways. So then I have, sometimes clients would tell me, well, but I'm not going to be okay. I'm not going to be okay if I don't have my SP. So how can you, relate that story to an SP? Well, yes, you can always be okay. You may be extremely sad. You may even be desperate. You may, have like an obsession of neediness to have that SP, and the 3D is showing you it's not here, and you're reacting to it. Well, you are not letting go of the old story. You are creating a resistance, and you're just delaying your manifestation of your SP coming through. So what can you do? Like a little trick, I would say, is to find ways during the day to remind yourself that you're okay. Yeah, SP might not be here today, but you have placed your order. You have done your affirmations, so you have to trust. So find throughout the day little moment that you are okay, when you feel good, even if you're completely desperate. So it could be anything, like, you can be laying down in your bed and just feeling how wonderful the sheets, the material feel good on your skin, and just kind of dwell on that good feeling. At that moment, you're okay. It could be when you take a shower and then for a few minutes you have this wonderful feeling of the warm water running through your body. You okay. So there are always a little moment throughout the day when you are okay, even though you feel that you're not. You dwell on those moments that release the resistance, and you're opening the door for the manifestation to show up faster.
Exactly. What I like to do myself is manifest in all bunch of different areas in my life. So if one area isn't getting traction or moving, I'm manifesting in other areas. And then in those moments, I'm like, okay, it's okay, right? The other thing that I do is when I want to let go of resistance and really just let go and detach, I say to myself, look, Amanda, everyone is you pushed out. You know what? Your thoughts create. You've done this before. You're doing it again. It's happening. It's happening now. And then I intend what I'm actually going to create. So just by reminding myself that everyone is me pushed out and my thoughts create, that brings me that calm, that lets go of that worry, right? It's like, okay, why am I worried about anything? The other thing that I'll share from my personal experience when I was manifesting Andrew is we weren't living together yet. He was just coming over like every night for dinner. And if I would manifest him actually saying he couldn't come over one night, what I would do is was something I would like to do. I used to go out with my friends and go dancing and stuff like that. So I would just be like, okay, he's not coming. I would go out dancing with my friends. I would do something that I enjoyed doing, and I said, okay, fine. I manifested him not wanting to come. No problem. I'm going to go out and have a good time anyway. Or, whatever, say like, I like to play video games. I'm like, okay, great. He's not coming over. I'm playing my video game. So I would do something that brought me joy, that made me feel good, right? Instead of sitting there all night going, oh, I wish he was here, and being absolutely bored. Like, now I do manifest him every once in a while, having to go on a business trip. And I'm like, it's so funny. I'm almost excited because I'm like, I get to watch all the shows I don't get to watch when he's here. I get to play my video game. I get to eat what I want. I don't need to cook him dinner. Like, I'm almost got like this excited list, right, of things that I get to do, that I enjoy myself. So do things that like Carolyn said, that you enjoy, like a nice bubble bath. I mean, something that, makes you feel okay, that you enjoy doing, right? Because it's about enjoying your life. The only thing that we need to do is to just enjoy our life, put in our order, focus on what we want, and enjoy what we want, right? Like, one thing, when I was, manifesting Andrew, and I would have those desperate moments, for some reason, everybody in the world would say, oh, well, you got to be okay being by yourself. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to be okay being by myself. I don't want to do that. So, but what I did have to do was be okay with just like, enjoying my life, right? So for me, it was like, well, no, I don't want to be alone. I want to have a partner. But okay, I would look at it from the end of, if I was with Andrew and he had to like go on a business trip, what would I do? How would I feel? What would I think? Would I be desperate? No, I would be like, I'm going out with my friends and having a girls' night. Okay, he's on his trip. So you want to live from that end. Living desperate and needy isn't living from the end of being in a relationship. Do you know what I mean? Like in a happy relationship. So like now, for instance, Andrew goes on a business trip and I decide not to go with him. I've got a big long laundry list of exciting things that I want to do to entertain myself, or that I want to participate in, or that I want to enjoy, that he doesn't necessarily want to enjoy. And that's the way you want to look at it right now, while you're in the steps of manifesting them, is coming from that, right?
Yes, you're okay. What you're actually doing, you're collapsing the resistance.
Yeah.
And then it opens the doors to receive your manifestation. So this is what letting go is. You don't let go of your desire. You let go of not trusting that the desire is not going to be here, or it's not coming. It is. Just trust, and then go go through the day feeling okay, doing what you need to do without having to react to the 3D reality.
Exactly. You know what? It's so funny. We were talking about kids because I saw the grandkids this weekend, and I think they're the perfect example of letting go and detaching. So, my little grandson was like, he wanted something, couldn't have it, had a meltdown for about 2 seconds, saw a dinosaur and was like, oh, dinosaur, and ran off to go play with his dinosaur. Like in 2 seconds, he found something else magical in that moment to go play with and completely let go of the thing he wasn't allowed to do or have right at that moment. And and that's what we need to be like. It's like, it's having that, okay, if that's not happening today, I manifested that's okay. Take responsibility for it, and find something else to enjoy for that moment, to let go of that resistance. Because those stories when we feel needy and desperate need to change, because that's not living from the end of being in a relationship, right?
Oh, absolutely. And it just delays what you want to show up.
Exactly. And we want it, and we want it now, and we want it fast, and it can be instant because our thoughts are instant. We just need to allow it that way, right? And leave the space for it, so to speak, right? So, it was funny, like a personal story, right? And this is another one in detaching. So we had a pretty crazy weekend. We came home, we were sore, we walked a lot, running after grandchildren. We were tired, we didn't sleep a lot, and we had a lot of traveling. So, and then last night, Andrew had a hard time sleeping. And I know he woke me up a few times, right? Just with like, I was breathing or something, right? Like he was not having a good night. He's like, you're snoring. And I'm like, I don't know, whatever. So finally at one point he woke me up and I was like, what's wrong? And he had a complete meltdown and he was storming off into the other room, right? And then I'm like kind of half awake and I was like, you know what? I'm like, I don't even care. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, it's his problem. I'm like, I intend he apologizes in the morning, and I went to sleep. And then sure enough, he woke up before me. I came downstairs and the first thing he did was jumped off the couch, ran over and said how sorry he was, because I let it go. I didn't sit there dwelling on it. I was like, you know what? No, it's his problem. I could have went the other way and been like, oh my goodness, he's upset at me. What did I do wrong? Oh, maybe he doesn't want to live with me now. Maybe he doesn't want to be with me. I was like, no, I'm like 100% his problem. I'm like, I was just asking what was wrong. And he has a meltdown at 4 a.m. Like, I'm not taking this personally, right? Like, I am just going to intend that he apologizes in the morning. I'm going to sleep because I'm tired. And I thought to myself, it's just because he's tired and he's having a hard time sleeping. And that's exactly what it came to. So I let it go. I mean, I could have, and I have experienced that. This sat up all night worrying about it and not getting a good sleep, but I chose to let it go. I chose to set my intention and do something I enjoyed, like going back to sleep and letting the world solve itself, right? And the first course, because, this whole meltdown, that was the first thing I thought about when I woke up, and I was like, no, I intend he apologizes. And I'm like, and that's the way it's going to be, And then sure enough, I came downstairs and that's exactly what happened. He didn't even say good morning. He said sorry, because I intended he knew and he would take responsibility. So, it's about, letting go in those times, the doubt, the worry, taking it personally, the negative story, you don't need to carry that. It's tiring, right?
Yeah. And then you got your manifestation instantly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Trust, do that littlest of manifestation, guys. I can't stress that enough, because when you're constantly getting those results in those little areas of your life, right? Like, it's so easy to go, okay, why am I worried about this? Like, I can manifest anything. Like, I'm manifesting all these neat little things. I'm seeing how it works. So why am I worried about this? Right. So awesome. I intend that clears this up for everybody.
Absolutely. So thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome. Everyone's you pushed out. We almost said it at the same time. Oh, you're so welcome. And thank you guys for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And I intend everybody, comments what they've manifested. Let's share some inspiration and hope. And thank you so much for being here today, Caroline.
Thanks, Amanda. Bye, everyone.
See you in the next video. Bye-bye.